Hello, everyone! Welcome to the Gamer Agenda Podcast, where our agenda is to be gay
and play games.
My name's Dreadianz.
And I'm SpiderStaryu.
And welcome to episode 1 of our podcast. Today we're going to start off with a pretty simple subject that everyone has opinions about. Mario Kart DLC. And lucky for you, this is also our first episode with our guest.
Hello, hello.
Today, we'd like to welcome with us Anthony, also known as AFWagers.
Hello.
Care to tell us a little bit about yourself, Anthony?
Yeah, my name is Anthony. I speedrun games on Twitch. I've been streaming since 2015 at the age of 15 years old. I'm currently now 22, turning 23 of March this year. I primarily play a lot of Sonic, but also have a really big passion for Mario Kart. I tend to stream a lot of Mario Kart with friends on the podcast, so, SpiderStaryu, that's how I got invited to here. Mario Kart Deluxe is honestly, I know it's a hot take, but it's probably my favorite Mario Kart game at this point. Everyone says, oh, Mario Kart Deluxe, Mario Kart Wii, but I don't know what it is, but it's just something about 8 Deluxe that has, such a massive variety of content. It's got a great battle mode for me, at least, but I have a lot of, opinions I'd love to see, or a lot of opinions, a lot of things I'd love to see added to the game, so...
Yeah, I agree with you, honestly. As much as I have a soft spot for Mario Kart Wii and Mario Kart DS, because those were my first two, I just love, the variety of content with 8 Deluxe, and, the fact that they're still adding content to the game. I remember being, just flabbergasted when they announced the DLC. I was like, oh wow, Mario Kart 8 DLC again? Isn't this game 10 years old? And then they hit you with the boom, 48 new courses. They're just giving you a whole ass new game. I guess when you think about it, it makes sense because the Switch has been out since 2017? That's when it came out?
March 7th, no, March 3rd or March 7th, 2017. One of those dates.
Yeah, okay, so the Switch, in terms of video game age, is pretty much reaching its end. I'd say maybe, within the next 2 years, we should be expecting our next Nintendo console, and that has nothing to do with the quality of the Switch, that's just, the average life cycle of a console. So when you think about it, I think it makes more sense that they're just bringing all these new courses DLC rather than just making a whole new Mario Kart. I mean, they might be making a new Mario Kart, you don't know, but it's probably for a new console if there's one in development. Yeah. But yeah, I agree with you. I love Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Despite how old the game is, I love that they're adding new content. I love playing all the different modes. It's one of those games where, you could just always just hop on with your friends and be like, hey, yo, I'm playing Mario Kart, you want to join me? And it's just a fun time for everyone. So
with the release of the Nintendo Switch coming out in March 2017, I believe Mario Kart 8 Deluxe came out a month after, coming out in April, I think April 28th exactly. And it's basically just an exact port from 8 to Deluxe, and they added a bunch of courses, they added characters, and the thing is, I think that's what 8 should have been originally. I think 8 only had 4 to 6 cups to begin with, and then they added 2, or was it 2? Yeah, they added 2 DLC courses, or was it 4?
I think it was 4. I think they added 2 cups. There are 2 DLCs, and then I think they added 2 cups each.
Yeah, because one was Link and one was Animal Crossing, right?
Animal Crossing, yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So the game, also the roster for the original game was so lackluster compared to other Mario Kart titles. Yeah, 8 Deluxe filled in the missing pieces of 8 with the characters, the different courses. So when they added the DLC, it kind of just made sense instead of making a new Mario Kart game, because I believe later last year, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe declared to be the most highest grossing Mario Kart game in the whole entire franchise.
Yeah, I think it's still one of the best selling games on the Switch too. So it's why waste their time making a whole new Mario Kart when they can just add to this game that everybody already has?
Yeah, instead of charging $60 for a whole new Mario Kart game, they added $20. It was $20, I think, or $24.99 or something like that. They added a DLC to Mario Kart Deluxe so everyone can play, and I love the mechanics in this game. I really enjoy how racing feels in this game. I enjoy the drift. I enjoy everything. I'm not really a big... I know this is a hot take. but I'm not really big into Mario Kart Wii.
That's understandable.
Wow.
I agree with that because after playing 8 and 8 Deluxe so much, and even like a little bit of 7, like I was always better at the handheld Mario Karts than the console ones. Every time I go back to play Wii or Double Dash, I'm like, oh god, this feels awful! Like, I can't control myself. Like Double Dash especially, like, the turning and the drifting in that game is so, like, it's so rough, and I don't know, maybe I'm just too much of a new school kid, but 8 Deluxe is definitely, like, the comfiest that Mario Kart has ever been.
I think casually it's the best one.
Yeah,
because
yeah. For
the
sure.
thing about
I would agree.
The thing about Mario Kart Wii is I didn't really get a chance to play it growing up, and I had to play it with
motion.
Shut up. It was before. It was at the time I had Mario Kart Double Dash, and I've always said this: when you're growing up, you never get to really choose the video games you play. You kind of just play the games you're given, or you kind of see on TV. And I just always had Mario Kart Double Dash, and I never even heard about the Wii version until like later on. And my parents never bought me the new one because they said, "Oh, if you have Double Dash, you'll be fine. Like, you know, this game. You have Mario Kart already, so you don't need a new one." So I kind of just like stuck with Double Dash, and that's what I mainly played growing up. And the Wii didn't support GameCube controllers, right? For Mario Kart Wii.
It did.
It did?
It did.
Oh, I wish I knew that because I had to use motion controls, and I hate using motion controls unless it's like very picky very picky Wii sports. Very picky Wii titles. But
yeah,
I think Mario Kart.
GameCube controller was like the most popular way to play Mario Kart Wii because pretty much everyone else agreed that the motion controls sucked. I personally would play with the Wii and Nunchuck because I never owned a GameCube, so I didn't have a controller. Now I have a GameCube controller, but I mean my Wii is like fucking like 15 years old, so I'm not gonna dig out my Wii and plug it in again just to play Mario Kart. I might as well just play an emulator at this point.
I don't know. My opinion, Mario Kart Wii U walked so Deluxe could run. That's my take. And the online is really good in 8 Deluxe. Like, the battle mode, people think that battle mode is, like, kind of boring. But in my opinion, I think battle mode has a lot to offer, including Renegade Roundup? I love that mode. I love Cops and Robbers. It's so much fun.
That mode is fun. Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Yeah, I would agree that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, the battle mode I think it's actually great. It's way better than the Mario Kart 8 on Wii U. Wii U's was bad.
Oh, yeah, that was just, like, pathetic.
Wait, did it even have battle mode?
It's way better. It did. It had balloon battle, but it was like it was on a regular racing course like Moo Moo Meadows.
Yeah, they didn't have any. They didn't have any special battle courses. It was just the normal courses. It was boring.
It was not good.
I do think though the maps for battle mode are kind of like, I don't really see like any appeal to them. I think that Double Dash nailed the stages. Like, you're able to play on the GameCube. You were able to play like on the original Mario course or something like that. Oh my god.
Yeah. But that's why, to me, Mario Kart Wii has the best battle mode, not only for the mechanics, but also because like they had Cookie Land from Double Dash, they had Skyscraper from Mario Kart 64, like they had a lot of the great classic ones. The one from Super Mario Kart, they had a lot of great battle courses in that game. It was so much fun.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you see any like modes or courses that like would work for battle mode? Like any new ones? I don't know. So I've tried thinking about like new modes it can do, and so far we have Cops and Robbers, we have Shine Thief, which I love Shine Thief. A good Shine Thief player can be so infuriating. Like, and also when you hold B as you're driving, you can do a little like drift, and you can do like a whole turn, and that trips everyone up. Oh my god. Only thing is though, is like I hate how slow you drive in battle mode.
Oh yeah. That bugs me too.
Like, especially Cops and Robbers, Shine Thief, when you have... I mean, it makes sense because when you have the star, it can be a little unfair to everyone else, but you go so painfully slow, you're such a big disadvantage.
Yeah. I'm not sure how they would implement it, but I feel like a hide and seek mode would be kind of fun. I mean, I probably would be a little too similar to the Renegade Roundup, but I've been lately watching this series on YouTube where a bunch of people have like hacked Mario Odyssey to have an online mode, and they made like their own like custom like hide and seek mode where it's like a bunch of Marios on the screen and they're all looking for each other throughout the different like kingdoms. And it's really fun, and I feel like it'd be fun if there is just, I don't know, I feel like there should be more like modes in the battle in Mario Kart in general where you just like drive around, like, you know, the mission modes in DS, they had like, you know, drive through specific like rings or collect things or whatever. I don't know. I think more of that would be pretty cool, like more ways to like team up with people or just show off your crazy driving tech or whatever.
I mean, I'm trying to think, like, what could they really even add at this point? I mean, they have, like, they have balloon battle and all kinds with bombs and regular...
I got an idea. What if they made, like, Rocket League, but it's just Mario Kart?
Isn't, like, a frenzy mode a thing in the Mario Kart Tour?
Yeah, and it's in 8 Deluxe, too. That's a different frenzy. The frenzy mode's different.
Wait, what are you talking about, frenzy? I play Mario Kart Tour all the time. What do you mean, frenzy?
It's like when you basically have to collect a bunch of like items and stuff.
What?
It's like when you have to collect a bunch of, I'm not too sure. All I know is I looked it up and I saw like a YouTube video on it. But basically you have to collect a bunch of stuff throughout the course.
Oh, like collect coins.
Yeah, yeah.
There's like coin boxes and you have to follow it and get all the coin boxes.
Yeah, but a mode I would love to see is like capture the flag. Like imagine if everyone is playing, right? It's like teams, right? And the flag spawns in the middle of the map, and then each team has to like grab a flag and bring it back to their base.
Oh yeah, that'd be good. That'd be
fierce.
Right? Imagine like capture the flag mode. Oh my god! Or it's like capture the. It's like kind of like Shine Thief, but it's not as like crazy.
Yeah. Okay, well with that, I feel like we should move on to talking about the DLC itself, because obviously we all have really high opinions of Mario Kart 8, but so far we've mostly been just talking about the base game, or the base deluxe game, rather.
We're talking about battle mode.
And battle mode, yes, in battle mode.
Yeah.
So currently, with this new DLC, we have 6 different cups, three DLCs, and how many do we have left? It's like 3 or 4 more, I think.
There should be like 3 more DLCs.
3 more DLCs, yeah.
2 cups each.
So we're like halfway through the DLC, and it's pretty exciting because that means we still have at least another year's worth of new Mario Kart content. But what we have so far is we have the Golden Dash Cup with Mario Kart Tour, Paris Promenade, 3DS Toad Circuit, N64 Choco Mountain, Wii Coconut Mall, the Lucky Cat Cup with Tour Tokyo Blur, DS Shroom Ridge, GBA Sky Garden, and Ninja Hideaway, the Turnip Cup with Tour New York Minute, SNES Mario Circuit 3, N64 Calamari Desert, DS Waluigi Pinball, the Propeller Cup with Tour Sydney Sprint, GBA Snowland, Wii Mushroom Gorge, Sky High Sundae, the Rock Cup with Tour London Loop, GBA Boo Lake, 3DS Rock Mountain, Wii Maple Treeway, and the Moon Cup with Tour Berlin Byways, DS Peach Gardens, Merry Mountain, and 3DS Rainbow Road. So I think right now, why don't we just talk about like what we like about these courses or what we don't like. Probably shouldn't go for every single course one by one because that's a lot of them, but like if we have any like highlights and complaints or what we would change, you know, now's a good time to mention them.
I feel like most of the DLC that's coming in, recently at least, is from Mario Kart Tour. I'm not really a fan of some of the maps from Mario Kart Tours. I feel like it doesn't really work well with 8 Deluxe physics. Like the Christmas one, Merry something. I don't like that map.
Merry Mountain, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Merry Mountain. It's cool because it came out during Christmas, but it's like after that, it's kind of a chore. However, I really like the new Coconut Mall. So they changed the song, right?
Yeah, they did for the most part, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I personally like the new Coconut Mall. I think it's like one of the most like popular courses that came out for Mario Kart, and everyone memes on it all the time. So it's good to see that back in the franchise. I really also enjoy Mushroom Gorge. Mushroom Gorge is fun.
Mushroom George.
Mushroom George. And then there's that one map where it's like, God, it has a bunch of cars in the middle, and it's kind of linear, but it's a very basic stage. I forgot what game that's from.
Is that Shroom Ridge?
Yeah, I like that one a lot. Especially on 200cc, that map is fun.
That one, yeah, I love taking the little shortcut on Shroom Ridge where you, like, go off the road and there's, like, the pipe that's shooting air. You need, like, a mushroom to do it, and it's kind of hard, but, like, if you get it right, it brings you so far ahead.
I would just like to say something. I really love what they did to Shroom Ridge and Peach Gardens. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
For me, Mario Kart DS, I don't hate Mario Kart DS, but the courses, they're very flat, and it makes sense because just like with the Game Boy Advance, the Super Circuit tracks, it's just, that's how it is. It's just made very flat. But what they did to those courses, with Shroom Ridge being just a beautiful remake, from a boring track from DS to a beautiful remake, and then Peach Gardens being a beautiful remake, but also at the last lap you go reverse, and that's so cool. Like, they did such a great job with those two.
That was, I actually went into that blind. I didn't know they did that, so I was like, whoa, wait, what's happening?
I was confused too at first. I'm like, wait, what? I love it.
Yeah, I really like a lot of the courses. Some are hit and miss. I'm not the biggest fan of New York Minute, which is a shame because I'm from New York.
I'm from New York.
Well, I said
Same.
it first.
Same.
But New York Minute is a little disappointing because they took the name mad seriously. That course deadass only lasts for a minute. It's so short. And like the coolest part of it is like the part at the very end. It like barely, the last lap, it barely lasts. All the tour courses, because of the way, I don't have tour, I haven't played it, but I've seen footage of it. The way that the tour courses work, like there's in tour, there's like different versions of them, and so in the DLC, the Mario Kart 8 DLC, they kind of combined all the versions, so you end up getting a course that has like a different path every lap, and that's kind of cool. But it's also kind of annoying because that means you have, like, an even longer course to remember. Some of these courses, like Paris Promenade, I still, like, get it wrong. I'm like, shit, I went the wrong way, damn it. So yeah, the New York Minute has a really cool, like, ending lap, but that's just literally, like, the last lap, and it doesn't last that long. And I think another issue I have is, because a lot of the courses are styled after their tour versions, they end up maybe not being optimized the best. Like Anthony mentioned, Merry Mountain, like, it's very, like, the hitboxes and all are very buggy. I don't know if I want to say buggy, but like, definitely some of these courses, the props are huge. Like, they are oversized because Tour kind of has, like, this chibi-ish style because it's just a phone, it's a mobile game, so they can't really go too crazy with the graphics. Everything's gotta fit on screen, so, they're very colorful, very simple, but also very big. So when you upscale it to Mario Kart 8, it looks huge, it looks weird, like, the audience members, like, you don't really notice it while you're driving, but, like, if you're doing, like, time trials or whatever, and you just, like, chill out near the props, you notice how big some of it is, and...
Like Sky High Sunday.
Sky High Sunday, yeah, Sydney Sprint, too, the toads in there are ginormous, they're mega toads. I remember, I warmed up to it now, but I fucking hated Ninja Hideaway when it came out. It was like the most confusing shit ever. I was like, what am I doing? Where do I go?
Yeah.
I'm a little better at it now, but I'm still kind of salty about it. So the tour courses, they're okay, but it's definitely obvious at times that they're more optimized for their original mobile versions. But the returning courses, some of them have just been like They've got, like, a beautiful makeover. Like, I love how Boo Lake looks. Like Mario Kart 8 is so great at breathing new life into these, like, flat-ass GBA courses. Boo Lake looks so good. 3DS Rainbow Road, they kept everything everybody liked. Coconut Mall, people were mad at first that the cars didn't move, the cars at the ending part, and then they made the cars move. They, in like the second DLC, they patched the cars so they would move around, and that I thought that was pretty cool.
Wait, it never moved. I thought it always moved around.
They did. They moved around. They moved around in Wii, and they moved around in the 3DS Coconut Mall. But when Coconut Mall originally came to 8 Deluxe, the cars didn't move. And people were like, confused about that. It's like, wait, what the hell? I thought the cars were supposed to move. Is this, like, a bug or something? But then when the second wave of DLC came out, they fixed it so the cars would move. The cars would move again. So I don't know if, like... I think, Staryu, Coconut Mall is in Tour, right?
Coconut Mall is in Tour, yes.
Do the cars move in Tour?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't know. I don't know what they did then. Maybe it was a glitch or whatever. I don't know. Whatever happened, they fixed it and the cars moved again. And I thought that was pretty cool that they, like, you know, went back to something that was already released and patched it rather than being like, oh, well, it's Coconut Mall. You guys should be happy about it.
Yeah.
Waluigi,
can I say something?
Oh, yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I want to say something real quick. Because we were talking about, like, Tour and kind of things like that. As someone who's played Tour regularly, so I'm an avid Tour player. I've been playing since it came out in 2019, I think? I've been playing regularly. I love it so much. Like, I always say, Mario Kart Tour is like Mario Kart DS mission mode on the go. I love it. But I will say this. So, the courses were not confusing to me when they came out on 8, because I know the paths for every one of these courses.
Yeah.
But I will say, like what Dreadianz said, courses like Ninja Hideaway, courses like Sky High Sunday, and then especially Merry Mountain, it's like, it really does not fit 8 Deluxe's style. It just doesn't fit the style, and it's like, you see it, like, when you turn on certain courses, it feels so unnatural to turn like that, because, like, they're made for Tour, like, they're made to turn like how Tour does it, so, you know, and also in Tour, you don't fall off, so, like, you don't have to really worry about those types of things.
Sky High Sunday, I would say, that was a Mario Kart 8 course first. Now, I don't know if they were... It was, yeah. I don't know if they were developing it and the Tour version around the same time, but it did come out on 8 first. And it kind of shows because it has, like, its very own, the anti-gravity section. Okay, that's another complaint I have about the DLC. I promise it's not all complaints. I'm just being fair about it, you know? I love Mario Kart, so, you know, if you love something... you'll be serious about it, you know, a lot of the DLC courses neglect to add anti-gravity sections, which is kind of a bummer, because that was kind of, like, the whole point of 8, that was the whole gimmick, but as the lifespan of the game continued, they kind of just, like, forgot about that, but they got better about that, though. I think, Boo Lake has it, Rock Mountain, a lot of the newer, like, the most recent DLC, they have a lot of, anti-gravity parts, and Sky High Sunday does have one, too.
Merry Mountain has it?
Right, yeah, Merry Mountain, too, yeah. But yeah, Sky High Sunday is a little weird because it's just, like, I don't know if you've ever played it on 200cc, but you are, like, flying in that course. There's literally a shortcut. Yeah. There's literally a shortcut where you just cut a whole ass turn because you just abused the you either use a mushroom or I think you can just do it shroomeless on 200cc. You just fly over it. You cut that whole like corner, and it's fun, but it's also really hectic if you're with other people. It's so easy to get pushed off or just like get hit by an item and all your momentum stops and you're just falling. And I have a lot of opinions about getting pushed around since I'm a Toadette main, so I'm very tiny and online, you know, people love to use Waluigi, so I am at a very large weight disadvantage. But yeah, I love the DLC. Like, even with all the complaints I have, it's like, I can't be mad. It's more Mario Kart, and that's the best part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. And I'm through the roof with the courses they've chosen, and I can't wait to see what other courses they choose too, because I love seeing the tour tracks. I love seeing Game Boy Advance. I grew up with Mario Kart Super Circuit. I always played that on the train and stuff when I would be outside or at home. I love Mario Kart Super Circuit. So seeing them bring life to courses like Boo Lake, to courses like Snowland. Oh, I love it. It's beautiful to see that.
Yeah. Related to that, why don't we talk about DLC courses that we want to be added in the. We still got 3 DLC packs left, so that's six cups, and that's 4 in each. So that's like another like. I don't know. I don't feel like doing math right now, but we're only through half the DLC, so we still have a lot more slots to go. So, what are some like courses we'd really like to see with the free DLCs we have left?
Daisy's Cruiser.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my god! I remember being a kid playing that map over and over and over with my brother and my cousin. Oh my god, that stage is great.
It really is. Yeah, I love that one. They brought it back in 7, but it wasn't quite the same because when they have like the console courses on a handheld, like they just kind of feel smaller. Like they're literally smaller because they have to fit with the constraints of like the DS screen or just like the style of the game. So the 7 Daisy Cruiser just felt kind of like condensed, but oh my god, I'm thinking about like the graphics they could do with everyone's all like the graphics. Yeah, I'm not into graphics, but like some of these 8 courses are beautiful. They're so beautiful, especially the ones with like water. I think like Nintendo, I don't know if you guys noticed, but like Nintendo is like, I feel like they like really like to show off how good they are with water. So in like a lot of their games, like in Mario Kart, Zelda, Pokemon, Kirby even, like it's just like, we're gonna give you this section filled with water so we can show off how beautiful our water graphics are. So I'm just imagining how beautiful like an HD Daisy Circuit would be.
Daisy Cruiser,
yeah. Daisy Circuit would also be nice, too, from Wii.
I love Daisy Circuit. Daisy Circuit from Mario Kart Wii. That's my favorite course of all time. Of any Mario Kart of ever. I love it. I love the music. It's beautiful. I would love for it to return.
Isn't it in Mario Kart Tour? Didn't they add it?
No, it's not.
Oh.
It's not added yet.
I thought they added it.
No.
Surprising.
No.
Oh, wow.
They have Daisy Cruiser, though. They have Daisy Cruiser.
I'm surprised you know.
Well, of course I would know. I play Mario Kart Tour all the time.
He's the resident Mario Kart Tour expert here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. If you want to know anything about Tour, you more than likely know it. You know what I think we should do? Why don't we go through each Mario Kart from the past and just say like a couple courses we like? Because I know me and Dreadianz, we both made a list.
Yeah, I wrote a list. I limited myself to like only 3 courses from each game because I would just go on forever about, oh, I want this course, but wait, I want this one too. Oh wait, what about that one?
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't really play as much Mario Kart growing up. The only ones I really played was like Mario Kart Double Dash. And 8 and Deluxe.
That's it?
Yeah, I never played the one on the NES or the was it on
NES?
Wait,
SNES.
SNES. It wasn't on Mario 64, right? It wasn't. I'm sorry, it wasn't on the N64, right?
It was on the 64. It was.
It was.
It was on the SNES, the 64. GameCube, Game Boy Advance, DS.
I played the DS version, Mario Kart 7.
There's the
3DS.
There's DS and 3DS, Wii U, Switch, and then there are like the arcade ones. But I don't know. I don't think any of us have played the arcade ones.
Oh, the arcade ones are actually a lot of fun because you can take a picture of your face.
Oh yeah,
you played them?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, all right. I don't know what I don't know. I don't feel like they're probably gonna. I don't feel like they're gonna add arcade courses, but that would be cool.
They have Pac-Man.
Right, yeah, and they got the little Tamagotchi guy too, Mamechi. And I always thought that was really cool because, like a lot of little girls, I grew up like with a shitload of Tamagotchis. I still have my Tamagotchis. They're somewhere in my room. I love those things. They still probably work. I just have to put new batteries in them. But I thought that was so cool that they had Tamagotchi characters in Mario Kart, because it's a Bandai Namco property, so that's also why Pac-Man's there too. And there's some other guys too, like the little taiko drum dude. I don't remember his name. I really do love when Mario Kart like has like guest characters from other series. But we'll talk more about that later. If y'all don't mind, I will go ahead and read my list of courses that I have personally chosen as a wish list for future DLC.
Yeah, go ahead. You first.
Okay. All right. So, well, I didn't pick anything from like the first 3 games because I haven't played them, and also I think like most of the best courses from those games are already in the game. Like, especially like SNES, like. You know, the SNES courses are really flat because, I mean, you know, it's the SNES, so it's like the first game, you can't really complain about it. But I don't really have any nostalgia for any of those courses, so I just skipped those. I went ahead and started with Double Dash, and my 3 choices from there were Daisy Cruiser, we already talked about that, Mushroom City, since we already got Mushroom Bridge in DS, and I always loved how Mushroom City looked, and I think it would look beautiful in the HD graphics. And maybe sort of a spicy choice, but my third pick was Wario Coliseum. I was explaining this before we started recording about how people generally do not like Wario Coliseum because it's very long. Like, they shortened it to 2 laps in Double Dash, and it was still too long. But I feel like, that was kind of the problem with, like, N64 Rainbow Road, too. Like, it was 3 whole laps of that in the original game. But, 8 Deluxe shortened it to just 1 3-part course. And I feel like they could do that with Wario Stadium, too. And I feel like it would be the perfect choice to make use of anti-gravity mechanics, because, you know, when they have, like, those little steel ball cages, and you have, like, the bikes, like, driving around, you know, like going upside down and around. I don't know what they're called, but I'm just thinking about a version of Wario Coliseum where you go upside down or to the side. I feel like it could be a really fun and wacky course. But I know it's a course that not a lot of people like, so that's probably maybe my spiciest choice on my list. Moving on to DS, they're pretty self-explanatory. Luigi's Mansion, Airship Fortress, Bowser's Castle. I really like the DS Bowser's Castle. I feel like people don't talk about it a lot, but I like that it has a bunch of different routes, and I really love that little spiral staircase bit. Not really the biggest fan of that part where there's like a turny like log or whatever you want to call it, but again, I feel like they can you know spice it up real good. And regarding the Bowser castles, I limited myself to just 1 Bowser because there's a Bowser's Castle in every course, and I didn't want my list to be like Bowser's Castle, Bowser's Castle, Bowser's Castle. My favorite Bowser's Castle is the Wii one, but I chose not to include the Wii one because I feel like the Wii one is too similar to the 8 Deluxe one, because it kind of has the same thing going on where you've got the giant Bowser statue and the 2 paths and all the lava, the lava geysers. I think it would be too similar, and I don't know. I mean, I don't have an uncle that works at Nintendo, so I don't really know what their thought process is behind choosing the courses, but I imagine they probably don't want to choose courses that are too similar to pre-existing ones, which is also why we're probably not going to see, like, more than 1 GBA Bowser's Castle, if there are any. But anyways, yeah, Airship Fortress, Luigi's Mansion, same reason. We technically have Luigi's Mansion already in the form of a battle course. So, you know, you've already got your music there. But, again, same reasons as the GCN courses. I think they look beautiful. Moving on to Wii, Toad's Factory, that's one that a lot of people want. Koopa Cape, another one. And Moonview Highway, which I don't feel like enough people talk about Moonview Highway. I love Moonview Highway. I think it's probably my favorite, like, I don't know what you want to call it, like like road course, like courses like Toad's Turnpike or Shroom Ridge, where you're just driving on a road with cars. That's probably my favorite of that specific type of Mario Kart course. Where you just, I just love, like, the cityscape. It's so beautiful. You'll notice a trend of my choices. It's all courses that I think would just look really nice in HD. Because, I mean, I don't really know. There's not really a lot of Mario Kart courses that are, like, bad gameplay-wise. It's just more like ones that I would want to see just improved graphically. And then, lastly, 3DS, I picked Daisy Hills, Shy Guy Bazaar, and Wario Shipyard. And I really hope they add Wario Shipyard because there's a lot of Wario courses. And again, this is also something I was talking about before we started our podcast. The Wario courses tend to be very samey. It's usually some sort of stadium with lots of dirt and you know, like, just jumping up tricks and just driving around and whatever. But Wario Shipyard is really unique, and I love that it pays homage to the Wario Land games, because especially since it has been, God, when the hell did Shake It come out? Like 2008? Earlier? Yeah. We have not seen like a wink of Wario Land since then. I feel like the Wario games have pretty much just been reduced to just WarioWare at this point, which I don't mind, because if you've watched episode 0, you'll know that I love WarioWare. In fact, I've been recently playing the new WarioWare game, you know, trying to go for 100% on it, but I think I just love Wario games in general, so I really do love how Wario Shipyard pays homage to that, because you don't really see too many references to games that aren't Mario games on Mario Kart. So I think that's really cool. But anyways, I've been talking for a long time. How about you share your list, Spider?
Sure, I'll share my list now. So for me, I actually have Super Mario Kart 64, and all that, because I grew up with those. So I have some recommendations for Nintendo, if you want some recommendations for some DLC tracks. Here's mine. So starting with Super Mario Kart, I got Koopa Beach 2, Vanilla Lake 2, and Ghost Valley 3. So mainly what I'm picking courses that have not been remade in any single way. So they've remade a Ghost Valley back in Mario Kart Wii, and they remade Ghost Valley 2, I believe. Remaking another Ghost Valley, but Ghost Valley 3 is the hardest one. So I thought, ooh, that would be a really cool one to remake. Koopa Beach 2. Koopa Beach 2, I think, was in Mario Kart DS as a retro course. I think it was in. I don't remember if it was DS or 3DS, because there's so many different Koopa Beaches. No, Koopa Troopa Beach was in 3DS. That's the one from 64.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, right.
So,
there's
there's
Koopa Beach and Koopa Troopa Beach. God.
Yeah. So Koopa Beach 2, I think, would be a great one to bring back from Super Mario Kart, because it's a pretty course, and it's pretty simple, straightforward. They can make it 5 laps because it's so quick, or something like that, if they wish. And then Vanilla Lake 2. I feel like I'm so shocked they never remade any Vanilla Lakes. Besides, Mario Kart Super Circuit having all those courses, they've never remade Vanilla Lake. And Vanilla Lake is a beautiful course, and it's kind of tricky too with all the little cracks and crevices. It's pretty difficult for some people to navigate.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, so I think it'd be cool to do Vanilla Lake. So for Mario Kart 64, I picked Wario Stadium. They never remade Wario Stadium. Wario Stadium is long as hell, but I'm sure they could shorten it up a little bit and just make it, a nice fun course.
Seems to be a running trend with Wario courses. They're long as hell, and they're usually some sort of sports stadium or whatever.
Yeah, they're usually big, just like Wario, big, sexy. Next is Banshee Boardwalk.
Ooh, I love that one.
Boo course, and it's a beautiful course from Mario Kart 64. It's great. Would love for that to return. And then the last one I picked was Frappe Snowland. Frappe Snowland, that's a beautiful snow course, and I love the music. Oh, the music is so nostalgic for me. And they actually remade Frappe Snowland in Mario Kart Tour. So I imagine it probably wouldn't be too hard to bring back.
Yeah, that is something to consider. The courses that have already been in Tour, those are definitely like those have like a higher chance than the ones that aren't in there, because I definitely feel like, you know, it's easier for them to just like port something from Tour and polish it up than start from scratch.
Exactly. So next is Super Circuit. I picked Sunset Wilds. That's also in Tour, and I love Sunset Wilds. Oh, it's such a beautiful course, and I love the music. Next I picked Riverside Park. That's also in Tour. I've considered this when I was making my list. I considered, what's in Tour? What is probably a likely chance they would bring it over? Riverside Park is a beautiful course. They actually shortened it a lot in Tour, but I imagine, you know, some short courses are okay. Some people like courses that are just simple for them to understand, not like the city courses where it's like so tricky to understand each lap.
Yeah.
Sometimes just an easy, quick course, you know, people like and be like, oh, it's nice. And my last pick for Super Circuit is Cheap Island. So Cheap Island has the same music as Shy Guy Beach. I don't know if you guys remember Shy Guy Beach from Mario Kart Wii.
Yeah.
It's that same music, and it's just in more of a sunset view. It's like near an ocean. It's a nice course. It's a really nice course. I would like for that to return. I'm gonna go through my next on my list. It's Mario Kart Wii. We have Toad's Factory. Toad's Factory is the bomb. .com, .org, .uk, .gov. I love me some Toad's Factory. It's such a beautiful course, and it's actually from the Mushroom Cup, so it's like one of the first courses you play, from one of the first 4 courses you'll play, and it's so great. Daisy Circuit, my favorite course of all time. I would love for that to return. And low key though, I kind of wouldn't mind if it didn't return, because like I would actually like it to be in the next Mario Kart. You know what I mean? But you know, if it returns, I would be so happy. It's one of my favorite of all time.
Why is it your favorite?
I feel like it's a mixture of the being really good at the course, and then also kind of just it's the music, being good at the course, and just it has that nostalgic memory for me, because I played that so much. I played Mario Kart Wii all the time, guys, growing up. I played the Wi-Fi battles and Wi-Fi versus races all the time. So I knew when I got Daisy Circuit, I'm gonna get top 3, guaranteed, unless some nonsense happens. But that's why it's my favorite. Like I knew when I got Daisy Circuit, it's going down. So yeah, I love Daisy Circuit. And then my last pick for Mario Kart Wii is DK Summit. DK Summit is so good. I love DK Summit. It's another great snow track. It's a Donkey Kong track. And the music is great on this track. You know, it's a total package. And also, it's also on Tour. So, come on, Nintendo. We got this going on. We can get DK Summit there. One thing I love about the music is like when it begins, it's like dun 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 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
I love it. You remember? Yeah.
There's one thing that was weird about DK Summit that they fixed in Tour, and it's the weirdest thing to point out, but in Wii, they had a statue, it's called DK Summit, but they had a statue of Mario. They had a snowboarding statue of Mario, and then I think in Tour they changed it so it was a statue of DK.
Yes, it's a statue
so
of DK
if DK Summit gets ported over, I mean, it's probably gonna be the Tour version, but they better keep that damn DK statue. What's Mario doing there? Mario's got so many courses.
Okay, so let me get through my last 2 sets of things. So we got DS. I forgot to do DS earlier. DS, I have Delfino Square. That was in Mario Kart Wii. I love Delfino Square. It's a great track. Airship Fortress. Airship Fortress, they've brought that one back several times in 7 and in Tour. It's a beautiful track.
Because it's bomb.
It is the bomb, right? It's a
.com.
Great track. .gov, .uk. And then my last one is Bowser's Castle. So I actually really liked Bowser Castle in Mario Kart DS.
Good, finally, someone else that agrees. Because I never hear anyone talk about it.
Yeah, they always talk about every other Bowser Castle but, like, DS. And I thought DS was so cool. My favorite memory of it was the turnstile.
Yeah.
The little turnstile you drive on, and then you could, like, shoot someone off of it by either boosting into them or, like, hitting them with an item. I love it. Oh, they should totally bring that back. That'd be so much fun. And then my last set is 7. So for 7, I picked Wario Shipyard, just like Dreadianz brought up. Wario Shipyard. I brought up Maka Woohoo. Because who doesn't remember Maka Woohoo before the patch was in?
Oh, Lord. All the Metal Marios on that course. Everyone doing the shortcut. Oh, my God.
Every single person. Everyone did the shortcut.
I feel like it won't. I feel like it won't be the same if they don't have the shortcut in there.
I know, right? They kind of have to have that there. And then the last one is Shy Guy Bazaar. Shy Guy Bazaar is great course. That would be great for it to return, and it's also in Tour. Actually, did I skip over Mario Kart Double Dash? I think I did. Real quick, my courses are the same as same as Dreadianz. Daisy Cruiser. Daisy Cruiser is amazing. Love it. Mushroom City and Wario Coliseum. Great tracks. Let's get them in there.
Our brains are shaking hands.
They're synced. So, Anthony, before we move on, besides Daisy Cruiser, is there anything else you want in? Because we kind of just said, like, our whole list. Is there anything else you want?
Another map I really liked that I forgot about was DK Mountain. I really, really liked that map. Oh, my God. I feel like it would play so well in 8 Deluxe with the anti-gravity mechanics. Oh
and the gliders, yeah.
The gliders, yeah. Like, imagine, like, if they extend on the part where you go up the barrel and you can, like, use the glider to go through obstacles. Like, I feel like it would play off so well. But yeah, it's that, Daisy Cruiser, and they pretty much added everything I kind of played. Because they added a bunch of stages from the 3DS, like Rainbow Road and stuff. So yeah, that's my takes.
Yeah, the good part about even though you hadn't played a lot of the like older Mario Karts, that just means when these courses get ported over into 8 Deluxe, you get to experience them for the first time, which I feel like is it's a fair argument to have any course included, because someone out there has never played it before.
Yeah. I mean, most of the stages that are in the DLC pass I haven't played, so it's nice to be able to play some new stages. Like Coconut Mall, I played Mario Kart Wii as a kid, but I never like had the game. I always played it at friends' houses, It was like Mario Party for me.
So the next question is, if they could add any characters to the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC, which characters would you want?
I feel like a character that's so obvious and would work so well is Kirby. I feel like Kirby would work so well, because in Smash 4, when they announced Rosalina, they had Kirby in like a Mario Kart tease. Like they had Kirby on the star. Oh my God, I really think Kirby would be so cool. But realistically, if they're adding like I don't want to talk about veterans in this list, but more like newcomers. Didn't they add like Pauline from Odyssey?
Yes. They added Pauline from they added her in Mario Kart Tour, so they could easily add her in.
I feel like they should just port the majority of the characters from Tour into Deluxe. Like Diddy Kong missing is such a crime.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's so weird. Like, wasn't Diddy Kong in every single one besides Deluxe and 8?
No.
He was in all of the 3D ones.
He was in Double Dash and Wii.
Yeah, Double Dash and Wii. He was also in Tour. He's also, I believe, in the 3DS version, right?
No, he's not.
No, he's in Tour though, right?
The 3DS version had such a weird roster. Like, it didn't have Waluigi in it. Like,
and they had Waluigi's Pinball on that
one. What the hell?
But like, I don't want them to be like Smash, where it's like a bunch of variety of characters throughout, like, Nintendo. I like to keep it Mario themed because it is Mario Kart after all. Yeah. So I think what we have right now is perfect. Maybe add one more third party like Kirby, just to complete having Link, Animal Crossing, Inkling, Kirby. But in terms of Mario characters, I would love to see Shadow Mario. Shadow Mario would be such a cool character.
Ooh,
Sunshine.
Yeah. My opinion, I think the chances of a new character is slim to none at this point. I don't think they have any intent on adding new characters into the game. But right. I do think it's weird that they don't have like Mario Kart characters that we were used to. Like, okay, well, I say used to. They were like in 2 games, but they were like, seemingly you know, they're common in other Mario games, but not in this one. Like Diddy Kong and Birdo. I think what they can do, though, I think they can add more costumes for the characters. Like, they added the colors for the Yoshi and the Shy Guy. I feel like we were just talking about Tour, like how Tour has a lot of characters. I
mean, they've done it before. They added a costume for Link. They added Breath of the Wild Link.
Well, you're right. I forgot about that. Yeah, they added a new costume for Link. Yeah, so I think that would be perfect because they don't have to design a new character, new stats, and new icons and whatever. And, you know, one of the reasons I don't play Tour is because I really dislike gacha games. I feel like they are as fun as they can be. I feel like the system is predatory, and a lot of people end up, like, gambling all their money away for FOMO, also known as fear of missing out. They want these costumes, these car parts, all the best stuff, and it's ultimately all for a game that will inevitably get shut down in a few years because mobile games do not have, no matter how good they are, they do not have as long of a shelf life as console games do. So I think part of the reason we're seeing so many tour courses in this DLC, it's sort of a, like, safety net, like a safety prevention thing to immortalize these tour courses. So when the day comes that Tour does shut down, you still have a way to play these tour courses through the 8th DLC. And I imagine maybe they'll probably bring some of them in, you know, the theoretical Mario Kart 9, whatever's coming next. But I do love all the different, like, costumes and car parts that Tour has. So I think if they are really interested in immortalizing the more, like, notable aspects of Tour, they should port over those costumes. Like, you know, you could get, like, the artist Luigi, the Dr. Luigi, like the wedding Bowser.
I would love Dr. Mario.
Yeah, Dr. Mario, the Captain Toad, you know, all those things. And I think it would also make people happy because I know a lot of people were upset about, like, Cat Peach and Tanuki Mario being their own characters when they really just could have been a costume.
That's right. I completely forgot. That's DLC, right?
That was one of the first DLCs from the Wii U one.
That's crazy.
Yeah, people were not happy about it. They were like, "Why do we have another Mario?"
Mark Hardy had had Cat Peach, Cat Mario, Link, and Animal Crossing, right? As the DLC.
Yeah, and Dry Bowser.
8 Deluxe added King Boo,
Bowser Jr., King Boo, Splatoon, the Splatoon guys.
Yeah, I think that was a big move doing that.
Yeah. So I understand why someone like Metal Mario would be his own class because he's made of metal. So obviously he's heavier than normal Mario, but, like, Tanuki Mario doesn't have to be a different class from normal Mario. So I think it'd be cool to add these costumes, just to add a little more, like, variety to the characters. And, you know, Tour has a lot of great costumes, so it'd be really sad to, you know, again, when the day comes that Tour shuts down, to just have all these costumes, like, locked away forever on this dead iOS game. But yeah, I've also forgot to mention with the courses, I think it'd be cool if they added reverse tracks from Tour. That's another thing I like about Tour, that they had the special reverse mode tracks. But yeah, moving towards Tour, I know Spider and I were looking at some of the, like, kart parts from Tour. If they added more kart parts, because that's something I'd really want, even more than characters. I want more kart parts because I am tired of using the same goddamn combination every time I hop online. I know I don't have to, but I want to win. So I want to use the kart combination. So I end up using the same, like, Bitty Bug, Roller, because I play as Toadette, and then you see all these Waluigis with the Roller and the Wiggler, because that's the best one. So I think even if we end up just getting another overused combination, it would be better than just having to see the same goddamn thing that we've been seeing for, like, the last 5 years. So I think kart parts would be a really great thing to add, even if they're just reskins. Like, it's just something new for the characters themselves.
Yeah, I want to get into the kart parts too, but I want to just say one more thing with the characters because I didn't get to say anything.
Oh, sorry, yeah, go ahead.
For the characters, more than likely, yeah, they're not going to add any characters. That's the most realistic thing. But even if we're just talking about like what they could add to the next Mario Kart, theoretically, right? I would love to see characters like Pauline, right? I want to see my girl Peachette,
yeah.
I would love to see King Babam. I love King Babam. I love how they're adding him to like games and stuff.
Yeah,
I love him. He's so cute.
P Piranha, I forgot, was in Double Dash.
Yeah,
P Piranha's in Tour as well. So like having P Piranha come back, that'd be great.
Yeah, it feels weird that they kept adding King Boo into games, but they didn't add P when he and Petey were supposed to be partners.
King Boo said, "Bye, bitch. I'm going to the next Mario Kart."
He broke up with him.
It's like Wario and Waluigi when Waluigi didn't make it into Smash.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And Waluigi doesn't even get to be in WarioWare. Like, something's up with their relationship.
Birdo, we totally want to see Birdo come back. Hammer Bro's a good choice. Yeah. Monty Mole. Like Mario Kart Tour, like, whatever anyone could say about it, they've added some characters. So, like, if they have really, like, added these to DLC, more likely they won't. Or the next Mario Kart, like, they have a whole entire selection of characters they can choose. Mm-hmm. They got tons and tons of stuff.
I mean, look at the Mario Party Switch game compared to Superstars. I mean, we're not going to talk about the game, I'm talking about the characters. Mm-hmm. They can just look at the roster for that game and add, like, the majority of them. Like, I feel like Monty Mole would be such an interesting pick.
Yeah.
I want to see a Goomba driving.
Goomba would be cool. Wasn't Goomba, like, he's not in any games?
He was in the baseball game. He was in Mario Baseball.
He was, yeah.
Yeah, I think, so a lot of people, we keep talking about 7 in terms of weird rosters. A lot of people were confused that Waluigi wasn't there. They didn't like Wiggler. They didn't like Honey Queen. I think people would be less mad about these characters if there were just more characters. Because the problem with 7's roster wasn't who they chose to add as new characters. It was just like, it was so small. It was such a small roster of like just a kind of seemingly random collection. You know, your safe bets. You know, there's always going to be Mario, Luigi, Peach, Toad, Yoshi, Wario, DK, Bowser, and then just whatever for everything else. So I think going forward with Mario Kart 9, yeah, I think it'd be cool if they just added a bunch of weird characters. But like, you know, it's kind of like Smash Brothers. Like, Smash Brothers Ultimate kind of, you know, they didn't everyone was there, you know, they didn't take away characters, they just added new ones. So I think that would be a cool approach to do for the next Mario Kart, so people won't be as salty as like, oh, why isn't blah 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 in, or why'd they add this guy? So it's like, everyone shut up. You got everyone here. Everyone has a guy to pick in. And then, of course, you know, somebody's probably going to be like, why isn't the Inoki from Mario Sunshine in there? I don't know. Some people will always find something to complain about. That's sort of the inevitability of any video game, not just Mario Kart. But my personal opinion is that I think more is better. More characters, more courses, more kart parts. You can't go wrong with more. People only get mad when you take away stuff.
Or when it's like Smash, when there's too many characters to counterpick.
Yeah.
But like in Mario Kart, like, doesn't like the character like the character alters the driving performance, right? Like they can change the acceleration and stuff.
Yeah, they have their own. Each character is in a weight class. There's like 5 weight classes, I think. There used to be 3, but then they made it 5.
There's like feather, light, medium, cruiser, and then heavy. Yeah,
so every character belongs to a weight class, and then all those weight classes have their own stats, and then you can further improve those stats with the car parts. That's why the combo you see most often online will usually be like Waluigi on the Wiggler and the roller, and I forgot what glider. The glider doesn't really matter as much because like in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, like you want as much mini turbo and acceleration as possible, and they pick Waluigi because he's a cruiser, I think that you pick any cruiser, but there's something about Waluigi specifically, and I think Roy, like it's like Waluigi and Roy and DK, and I also sometimes see Wario, but it's usually the big guys. The big guys paired with like a fast, tiny car will give them like the nice concoction of like speed, weight, control, handling, acceleration. Like they get like the best of everything, and that's why people tend to use those combinations a lot. So I think more is good. So maybe there'd be the hopes that maybe we don't have to see the same Waluigi combination every single time.
I mean, I just looked on Mario Wiki real quick while we're doing this, and I just want to say, when you look at each driver, like the drivers are split even more into different statistics when it comes to their speed on the ground, in water, in the air, their handling in water, ground, or the air. Like it's actually split even more than you think.
There's a lot of hidden stats that they don't show.
So I'm just saying, like, I'm actually surprised like how more like customizable it really is. Like, for example, like Waluigi is 9 when it comes to ground, water, and air, but Wario and Dry Bowser are 10. So like that's just interesting. It's something I never noticed. Interesting.
Yeah, it's a science for sure. But I really do think having more variability in the character roster could at least maybe lead to slightly more diverse character picks, because nobody likes to see the same character over and over and over again. I feel like people who are even like big Waluigi fans, you know, I mean, I know, what game was it? There was a game that Toadette was really good in. I think it was Mario Tennis Aces. That game? Like, for a while, like, Toadette was, like, a really high top tier or something like that. It's been forever since I played Aces. I, like, bought it on release and played it for, like, 3 months and then never touched it again. But there's a point where Toadette was really good, and I felt kind of guilty for using her, because it's like, oh man, do I look like I'm a tryhard? I look like some guy who's just, like, picking the best character to win, but I just really like this character. So I wouldn't doubt that there are some Waluigi fans out there who feel guilty for using him because he just happens to be, like, one of the best characters. So, again, I'm always for more variability in character roster and cart parts. I think it'll benefit everyone. Alright, well that was a nice long discussion about Mario Kart, so I think we can move on to some of our final thoughts, just to sort of like, we've all said a lot, so why don't we just do like a little like quick mini wrap-up of everything, like what we think of the DLC, what we want going forward, any like wishes for courses or characters and whatnot, and just, you know, something we like about the DLC in general. We're gonna let our guest Anthony start.
So I would say Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, having the DLC finally after like 3 years of the game being out, just brings the game back to life. For me, I love Mario Kart, and after a while it got kind of boring, I'm not gonna lie. But the new DLC basically adding the same amount of courses that are already in the game, but doubling it, and playing brand new stages I never really played because I haven't played Mario Kart throughout the franchise besides maybe like 3 of them. So it's definitely like a nice refreshing taste. Great move of Nintendo to not make a new Mario Kart game. I prefer what they did now with the DLC. So I'm excited for more DLC to come.
Yeah, oh, wow. That pretty much sums up my thoughts too. I agree with everything you said. I found it I found it very shocking that they announced DLC in the first place with a game that's so old. Just, you know, in terms of video game lifespan, it's not that old, but, you know, it's weird to see DLC for a game that people thought was finished, and was especially for a port of a game, because this isn't the original Mario Kart 8. But yeah, regardless of what they add, even if it's none of the stuff that I wanted, I'm still gonna enjoy it because it's like, hey, so it's DLC, you know? It's great to see new life be brought into this game. And yeah, I agree that it was a smart move to just add more DLC instead of making a Mario Kart 9, because 8 Deluxe is quickly becoming one of those, like, it's like pretty much like the Wii Sports of the Switch. Like, everyone has it. And I think, excuse me, I even think there are Switches that come with it. Like, you got the little, like, the pack that comes with the game. I got the one that had Mario Odyssey. But, I think my final thoughts, other than agreeing with everything Anthony said, I think this sets a precedent. That's how you say it? Precedent. Precedent. This is the president of the United States.
President of Mario Kart.
The president of Mario Kart. This sets a precedent for games in general, in regards to DLC, because while I look at Mario Kart 8 and I praise it, and I'm like, yeah, wow, new DLC, even after all this time, I look at a newer game like Mario Party Superstars, and I'm like, where's the DLC? You know, that's like definitely a game that felt like it was built for DLC, and there's probably some coming out. I mean, they added a patch to Super Mario Party, the other Mario Party Switch, like years later. But there's this kind of like sad trend among Mario Party spin-offs where they maybe add like 1 or 2 DLCs, or they just release the game. They've released a game like feeling really bland, and then they add like 3 DLC when it's really just shit that should have been in the game in the first place. Like, pretty much all the Mario sports games have done this with this generation. Mario Tennis Aces, the golf game, Mario Strikers Battle League. Do you remember how excited people were for a new Mario Strikers? Yeah. And then it came out and it was just kind of mid. Like, everyone forgot about it, and there weren't a lot of characters, and they added DLC. They added 3 whole DLCs, and that's it. Now they're not adding anything more. The last DLC they added, they said, oh, this is the last one. And this game's not even a year old. It's not even a year old yet, and they're already done with it. And, like, the player base is just gonna die off, except for, like, really try-hard people who are super into it. Meanwhile, Mario Kart 8 is, like, a nearly 10-year-old game, if you're including the Wii U one. It's still thriving, it's still getting new players, there are still people playing it every day, it's getting new content even after all this time. So I think going forward, and again, you know, Mario Kart is a much larger franchise than the other Mario sports games, and even Mario Party, I feel like it's bigger than Mario Party at this point.
For sure it's bigger.
But I feel like that it should be a good, like, example for other Mario spin-off games, and just games in general, but I feel like the Mario spin-off games are probably the most guilty of the DLC trap. Just honest to God, genuine DLC, not the free DLC, which is just giving you stuff that should have been in the game already. Just real DLC, new content, new courses, new modes, new characters, whatever. I think other games should really like look at Mario Kart 8 and realize that it's so successful because, you know, it's not a game that's on life support, as people like to say it is. It is just a game that has life in it. It keeps getting more life. It is not in any sort of danger of becoming a dead game anytime soon.
I think they'll make another Mario Kart on the next Nintendo console.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's certainly possible. Alright, so my final comments, my final thoughts. Well, let me say this. Mario Kart is universal. Like, everyone can just pick up Mario Kart and play it. Whether you're not that good or not, like, you can just pick it up and play. It's a very simple concept. Race on a course and do a circle. Do a circle 3 times, right? It's universal to everyone. That's why I feel like it's so easy to give this game DLC, even though it is so old.
It's a very beginner-friendly game. I agree with that, especially since we talked about earlier how it's probably the most like casually balanced Mario Kart game.
Yeah. It's definitely something so easy for everyone to pick up, and everyone enjoys it. You know, you can, you know, be from anywhere and really like Mario Kart. So I'm really glad that, you know, this game is getting life brought back into it with the DLC, because it makes us want to go play it. Because, you know, sometimes, you know, you play Mario Kart a lot and eventually it does get a little boring. It's like, okay, I played this track like how many times? But like with the DLC, like it's like something new. It's something like we can always just go back on and be like, ooh, let's play. And then also, I don't really think we talked much about it, but like we're in our final thoughts, but like item distribution. That thing they added during one of the patches. I think this most recent one.
Right.
Where like you could do total blue shells, or like the lightning doesn't shock you down when you're gliding anymore.
That was another big shocker. I completely forgot about that. Yeah.
A big shocker, literally.
Yeah, good one. Yeah, so they've proven already between that and giving Link a new costume and fixing the Coconut Mall cars that they can add stuff other than new courses, like, you know, kind of smaller things, but it's still more stuff. Like, the sky's the limit.
Yeah. Now, I would love if they could have more battle courses, but more realistically, it's not going to happen. But, you know, I'm happy with what we're getting, and I can't wait to see what tracks they add. I really hope it's some of the tracks that I've suggested they add. Like, I would be so happy. Like, there's so many great tracks for them to add, and I just can't wait to see what's added next. So, that's my final thoughts.
Yeah, and if any of those courses that we said get confirmed, you can just call us psychics.
Yes.
All right, I think we're gonna move on now. I think that's the end of the podcast. This has been the Gamer Agenda Podcast. Thanks for listening to us, and here's where you can follow us. You can follow us on Instagram at The Gamer Agenda, on Twitter at GamerAgendaPod. That's GamerAgendaPod, pod spelled P-O-D. We also have a Facebook page, The Gamer Agenda. Give us a like on Facebook. We have an email, thegameragenda@gmail.com. Feel free to contact us with any questions or ideas, or, hey, you know, maybe if you want to guest star someday, any of that, email us. Again, that's thegameragenda@gmail.com. Just recently, we've been able to post our podcast all over the internet. You can listen to us on, get ready for this, Spotify, iTunes/Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, YouTube, Amazon Music, Anchor, Stitcher, Deezer, Castbox, Pandora, Radio Public, Podcast Addict, Pocket Cast, Chartable, Listen Notes. Wherever it's most convenient for you, you'll be able to download and listen to our podcast. I'm Dreadianz, and if you're interested, you can follow me on Twitter at Dreadianz. That's DREADIANZ, because I'm a cool girl and I use a Z. You could follow me on Instagram, same name, Dreadianz. Now here's my dark secret. The dark secret that I've been hiding from both of you during this whole podcast. It's very sinister.
What?
I never actually bought the Mario Kart DLC. I don't have it. The only way I played it is with my friend. I've been using my friend's game because that's another cool part about the DLC. You can still play the courses even if you don't have it. But the reason I haven't bought it is because I'm a broke-ass bitch. So if you want to help a sister out and help me buy the new Mario Kart DLC, you can slip me some money at Ko-fi.com/Dreadianz.
And for me, you know, I'm just SpiderStaryu, Twitter, YouTube, you know. Follow me, subscribe to me. I'm going to be uploading videos soon. I'm probably going to upload these podcasts to my YouTube channel at first, just so they can get a little more, you know, eyes on it. And, you know, if you guys want, you know, you can send me, you know, a couple dollars. You can send me a couple dollars through PayPal. My PayPal is paypal.me/Michael William Chavez. You know, send me a couple dollars. Why not? Anthony, what is your ending information? Let us know where we can follow you and hear more from you.
Alrighty, thank you for having me. Again, my name is Anthony. My tags are at AFWagers. It is AFWagers. I speedrun Sonic games, but also play a lot of Mario Kart on the side. So if you want to play some Mario Kart with us, definitely check out my stream where we can play some more games.
Yeah, and hey, when the next DLC drops, maybe we could all play a few games together.
Yeah, oh, no problem. Did you have a good time?
I had a great time. I hope we get to do this again someday. And yeah, hopefully we can do this for when another Mario Kart comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
All right. Well, I think with that all said and done, I think that's the end of our podcast. Thank you, everyone, for listening. And remember, keep it easy, stay sleazy.
And stay... What was our... I don't even know what our ending... What did I say last time?
I don't know. Did you say something about, like, staying gay and keep gaming or whatever?
I said stay gay and stay playing games.
We're still new at this. We're still new.
Still new.
Forgive
Bye,
us.
everyone.
All right, have a good one.
Bye.